after U.S. President-elect Donald Trump vowed to put 25% import levies on Mexican goods if Mexico does not stop the flow of drugs and migrants across the border. President Claudia Sheinbaum warned on Tuesday that Mexico may counter with tariffs of its own. This comes after Trump threatened to implement the tariffs. Sheinbaum stated that she was willing to engage in discussions regarding the issues, but claimed that drugs were a problem in the United States. According to Sheinbaum, one tariff would be followed by another in response, and so on until we put common businesses at risk. He was alluding to the several automobile manufacturers in the United States that have operations located on both sides of the border. At a press conference on Tuesday, she stated that Mexico had taken significant measures to curb the influx of migrants, pointing out that caravans of migrants no longer reach the border. In spite of this, Mexico's efforts to combat drugs such as the lethal synthetic opioid fentanyl, which is made by Mexican cartels using ingredients smuggled from China, have been less effective over the course of the past year. Sheinbaum stated that Mexico was affected by an infusion of firearms that were smuggled in from the United States. He also stated that the flow of narcotics is a problem of public health and consumption in your country's society. Sheinbaum also voiced his disapproval of the United States spending on weaponry, arguing that the funds ought to be allocated to regional initiatives in order to address the issue of migration. The underlying causes of migration would be addressed if a percentage of what the United States spends on war were dedicated to peace and development, she said. This would be of great benefit to the United States. It appears from Sheinbaum's abrasive response that Trump is going to have to deal with a Mexican president who is very different from the one he had during his first term. In the latter part of 2018, former President Andrés Manuel López Obrador was a charming and traditional politician who formed a friendly relationship with President Trump. The two were eventually able to reach an agreement in which Mexico assisted in preventing migrants from entering the country across the border, and Mexico received migrants that had been deported from other countries. In exchange, Trump backed down from his threats. However, Sheinbaum, who assumed office on October 1st, is a staunch leftist thinker who has been trained in extreme student protest movements. He appears to be less willing to appease or mollify Trump throughout his tenure. According to Sheinbaum, we negotiate as equals, there is no subordination here, because we are a great nation, and he went on to say, I think we are going to reach an agreement. On the other hand, Gabriela Siller, who is the Director of Economic Analysis for the financial organization Banco Base, is concerned that the personality clash could intensify the situation to the point of brinkmanship. It is evident that Trump despises losing. Siller stated that it is possible that Trump has simply thrown the threat out there, as he frequently does. However, the response from Mexico, which is that we are going to respond to you with tariffs, will cause Trump to actually impose them. When it comes to the severity of Trump's warning, it is unclear. The United States, Mexico, and Canada have a free trade agreement that prohibits the imposition of tariffs on other member countries. In addition, it is not entirely obvious whether the economy is even capable of withstanding unexpected charges on imports. There is a possibility that some production lines will come to a complete standstill because auto plants on both sides of the border are dependent on one another for the supply of parts and components. While proposing to discuss the issues, Sheinbaum stated, it is unacceptable and would cause inflation and job losses in Mexico and the United States. Sheinbaum also offered to talk about the difficulties. Who will take the brunt of an increase in tariffs? According to her, General Motors. According to Sheinbaum, dialogue is the most effective means of achieving mutual understanding, world peace, and economic development for both of our nations. I really hope that our teams will be able to get together very soon. Late on Monday night, President Trump said that he would be issuing one of his first executive orders, which would include imposing a 25% tax on all products entering the U.S. from Canada and Mexico, as well as an additional 10% duty on goods coming from China. If the tariffs are enforced, they have the potential to significantly increase costs for consumers in the United States on a wide range of products, including gasoline, autos, and agricultural goods. With Mexico, China, and Canada being its top three suppliers, the United States of America is